She's a worldwide icon, a living legend. And tonight, she is here with us.
Madonna, they think of the most sexy singing star. The icon who breaks rules and has remade herself every 10 years. The unstoppable force who made all the rules for how to be a big star today that everyone else follows. But behind the constantly changing image and record-breaking success is an artist who is very competitive and has very strong feelings about other artists working today. Many famous musicians don't talk about their rivals, but Madonna's famous manager has sometimes let slip who really bothers her in the music world. I saw her perform at a very small club in Manhattan a couple of years ago. Maybe it was really impressed by her. I thought she was. I don't waste time being nice about mediocrity. To Rolling Stone magazine, she once said, "This business isn't about participation trophies. It's about excellence or nothing." Madonna's musical fights, which range from heated arguments behind closed doors to cold public dismissals, show the determined perfectionist behind the pop star. Her comments aren't just attacks on you. They come from a woman who worked hard to get where she is and has strong feelings about who should share that rare air. Today, we're going to list the 7 artists that Madonna is said to hate, and explain why even some of the biggest names in music have felt the full force of her famous dislike. Lady Gaga. 7. Lady Gaga. The most famous and long-lasting of Madonna's music fights is with the woman who many people used to call the new Madonna. A comparison that allegedly made the original Material Girl very angry from the start. Carlton Wilborn, Madonna's former dancer, said that Madonna thought Gaga was directly copying her style without giving credit. She thinks that things should be reinvented, not copied, and she thought that Gaga was just using her provocations for a new age. Been the most important. This is what I mean, David Bowie. I love their music, and I don't want to sound selfish or shallow, but the tension peaked when Gaga released Born This Way in 2011, which many people pointed out had a lot in common with Madonna's Express Yourself. In an interview with ABC News in 2012, Madonna said the famous phrase, "It feels reductive." When asked what she meant, she only said, "Look it up." Setting up a famous moment of shade. Something that really annoyed Madonna was how she thought Gaga was trying to make herself seem more real and important. Madonna was apparently furious during rehearsals for her MDNA tour after seeing an interview with Gaga in which the younger star emphasized her musical training. But a lot of these figures, Madonna, it's really about persona. A backup dancer who was there said Madonna yelled, "Playing the piano doesn't make you a revolutionary. I changed cultures without putting on a classical mask." The anger reached its peak during Madonna's 2012 tour, when she played a mix of Express Yourself and Born This Way that made clear the similarities between the two songs before switching to She's Not Me. It was very clear what the meaning was. Even after all these years, the strain is still there. When Gaga's critically praised film debut in A Star Is Born got Oscar buzz, Madonna reportedly told people at a 2019 Golden Globes afterparty, "Acting in one good movie doesn't make you Meryl Streep. Some of us built jobs that lasted decades without needing approval from Hollywood." 6. The Jackson 5. One of Madonna's fiercest but less well-known battles is with Janet Jackson. Problems between the two dates back to the early 1990s, when both women were pushing the limits of feminism and sexuality in pop music. A former Maverick Records official said that Madonna always saw Janet as her only real rival at the time. While Madonna was shocking people to make a point, Janet was having the same effect on culture through accuracy and subtlety, which Madonna is said to have thought was playing it safe. Tensions are said to have started after Janet's controversial 1993 album and Rolling Stone cover, which broke her image as a perfect woman from her earlier work. As per a studio engineer who worked with Madonna at this time, she was clearly annoyed by the positive reviews Janet got. Madonna kept wondering why Janet was getting praise for sexual expression when she had been put to death for the same thing 10 years before. Janet's family name really annoyed Madonna. Madonna is said to have told the people working on her 1994 album Bedtime Stories, she was born into music royalty. Work your way up from nothing in the Lower East Side, and then come talk to me about getting your spot. Mariah can do it, Janet can pass, it doesn't matter, there's no need for Whitney to fail. They can't do what I do, so it doesn't matter. The rivalry got worse during the awards season of the mid-1990s, when both were up for similar awards. A Grammy production assistant remembered a cold meeting backstage in 1995, when Madonna walked by Janet without noticing and then said something about favoritism in the entertainment business that was loud enough for Janet's team to hear. 5 Elton John songs. Madonna and Sir Elton John's decades-long Cold War was one of the most publicized fights in music history. Music business veterans say it was a fight of mutual dislike that was disguised as a disagreement at work. A longtime Warner Music executive who worked with both artists said, "They represent different ideas about what it means to be a pop star. Elton values artistic skill more than anything else. Madonna puts cultural effect and visual presentation first, but neither artist respects the other's way of doing things." At the 2004 Q Awards, the tension reached a peak when Elton accepted an award and fired a straight shot at the host. The best live show by Madonna is a fake. When did lip-syncing go live? This started a string of comments from both sides that got more personal. What really bothers Madonna about Elton is his claim that his music is better than hers. It is said that Madonna fumed to her band during practice for her 2006 Confessions tour after hearing another of Elton's criticisms. "You're not a cultural revolutionary just because you can play the piano well. People now think differently about power, sex, and gender. What did he do besides put on those silly glasses?" Their dislike hit a new level when they were both nominated for the same Golden Globe Award in 2012. Before the show, David Furnish, Elton's husband, said on social media that Madonna has no chance of winning. When she did win, in her acceptance speech, Madonna made direct comments to people who don't believe in her musical skills. Even in recent years, there is still frost. In a 2019 interview with BBC, Madonna was asked about Elton's farewell tour. She simply said, "Some people can't exit the stage gracefully. Others of us keep evolving instead of taking nostalgic victory laps." For Hey Mariah Carey, Maria and Carey, the long-lasting tension between Madonna and Mariah Carey is a standard example of two different ways of becoming a pop star. Sources close to Madonna say that her dislike comes from what she sees as Carey's narrow focus on singing ability. A former VH1 official who worked with both divas said that Madonna thinks Mariah Carey is everything that's wrong with how we judge female pop stars. Madonna thinks that true artistry requires constant reinvention and societal provocation, while Mariah focuses on vocal gymnastics. The fight started in an interview in 1995, when Madonna was asked about Car's success. "I haven't really paid attention to her since that song about a picture of love, or whatever it was called." Her answer was dismissive. Not everyone missed the fact that Car's big hit was purposely vague. Madonna is especially annoyed by how much Carey talks about her singing range and technical skill. Madonna is said to have told her team during talks for her Drowned World Tour in 2001, "Anyone can stand still and hit high notes. It's possible to give an important message while dancing for 2 hours straight." During the 2000s, they both went to the same business events, which made things worse between them. A production helper for the MTV Video Music Awards said that elaborate plans were made to keep the two stars apart. Madonna asked very specifically not to be placed next to Mariah. When asked why, she just said, "Those whistle notes have been making me crazy for a long time. Rhea can do it. Janet can do it. It doesn't matter, Whitney can do it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. They can't do what I do, though." Kylie Minogue 3. Kylie Minogue. Australian pop princess Kylie Minogue is one of Madonna's surprising musical enemies. Industry sources say the tension comes from Madonna being annoyed at being compared to someone she supposedly sees as a cheap copy. A former A&R official who worked with both stars said that Madonna hates it when people compare her to Kylie. She believes that Kylie's success is based on copying Madonna's style without really adding anything new to the scene. People say that the fight started in the early 2000s, when Kylie's Fever record and Can't Get You Out of My Head became worldwide hits and Madonna was having trouble with her American Life era. A person close to Maverick Records says that Madonna looked angry when she was given sales comparisons. She said Kylie was just dance music for people who don't want to think about things and asked why things I did 15 years ago were still being praised. What really bothers Madonna is how the media portray Kylie as the friendly and approachable version of Madonna. It is said that Madonna got angry with a stylist during a tense photo shoot for Q magazine in 2008 when they brought up Kylie's fashion impact. Being likable isn't an artistic feat anyone can smile and agree with something. See how well like you stay after questioning a whole faith group. The tension was more clear when an interviewer asked about Kylie's similar sound while Madonna was promoting her record Hard Candy. People who were there say that Madonna's answer was chillingly rude. "I don't follow trends, I make them. I had to give Britney and Kylie a big thank you. You might want to ask her about how I've affected her work instead of the other way around." To Jennifer Lopez people who are close to Madonna say that her dislike for Jennifer Lopez comes from what they see as basic questions about authenticity and what it means to be an artist in pop music. A former tour director who worked with Madonna's Drowned World Tour said that she thinks J-Lo is more of a business success than a musician. She thinks Lopez is a bad example of everything that's wrong with the star business. Fame based on looks instead of artistic merit. In the early 2000s, Lopez's meteoric rise to fame happened at the same time as Madonna's relatively slow rise to fame. According to a Universal Music executive who was at a meeting in 2002, when Lopez's achievements were brought up as a marketing example, Madonna coldly replied, "Are we really using someone who doesn't write or produce their own work as an example now? How very contemporary of us." Madonna is especially annoyed by the idea that Lopez is a multi-talented artist. Madonna allegedly told her creative director about Lopez when she saw her on a magazine cover while she was getting ready for her 2006 Confessions tour. Being a triple threat doesn't mean dancing well, playing averagely, and singing with other people's voices. Being a triple imposter is what it is. The tension was more clear at the 2015 Met Gala, which both of them went. A Vogue employee who was working the event said that they were kept at opposite ends of the room because Madonna wouldn't sit at the same table. When asked why, she allegedly said, "I've spent 4 decades changing culture, I don't share space with those who just respond to it." One Lady Madonna, the artist Mary Jane, the person Madonna has the deepest and most complicated relationship with isn't a modern person at all, it's her younger self and the standard she set through decades of work that pushed the limits. The artist who has always been Madonna's biggest rival is in a rare 2018 interview. Madonna's longtime publicist Liz Rosenberg said, "She judges every artist by what she has done, but she saves her harshest criticism for herself in the past." During the recording of her 2005 album Confessions on a Dance Floor, producer Stuart Price found out that Madonna refused to use references to her earlier work. She said, "I'm not competing with other artists, I'm competing with Like a Prayer Madonna and Ray of Light Madonna. Those are the ones to beat." What really drives Madonna is her refusal to turn into a nostalgia act. People say she blew up during practice for her 2019 Madame X tour when a dancer suggested using famous moves from her Vogue era. That Madonna doesn't exist anymore. She was revolutionary back then, but if I said the same thing again, it would be expected, which is something I've always hated. It became public that Madonna's past and present are tense during her fight with BBC Radio 1 in 2015, when they wouldn't play her new songs. She said it straight out on Instagram, discrimination based on age is still the last socially acceptable prejudice. A Universal Music official said that she was even more direct in private. People would have thought she was a genius if she had put out this music when she was 20. "When I do it, they tell me to age elegantly, which means to quietly fade away. These are the 7 acts that Madonna is said to have a legendary dislike for. From disagreements about art to disagreements about what real pop innovation is, even the queen of pop has a musical enemy, and it's sometimes herself. What do you think about these rumored fights? Drop your ideas in the comments below. If you like this in-depth look at pop's hottest battles, click like and subscribe for more music history stories that haven't been told before. Click the bell to make sure you don't miss our weekly posts.